kwanta kwa esi wo Ghana nyina na amansani nyina nye obi ana de bawo niema mienu ohia any politicians asemba ko abeka wo tekrema so no chense kan. I want to tell you, do your politics well. Don't let politicians deceive you. Muhu ya say wono wani eji echinji ayen ko ntokwa. Ye wi aye frustra ko numti nam ne ye wi. Me catch them on okware. There are people here enne omuhumia omusi omuti ase. Osafumafo o himfa enye MPP. Ninu akuma ajemafo o NDC. Shelia Ite o NDC no a minister. Ninu apeni Professor Ite o MPP. NDC lawyer Larry Ajeti o NDC. Na papa waka baby Peter Lajeti o MPP. Samuel Jinapo o himfa o MPP. Ninu apeni John Jinapo o NDC. Mi amijina hai mi o MPP mi ni apeni Kamara o he o NDC ye fie ye dako mo na mbe dako mi matina mi gina o me ka kire mo anoko mi hu opposition da o mi party dia wa ko opposition ba mi kasa mi ko opposition. Look o mu na ti wono look mi hu opposition da mi party MPP a ko opposition ba mi dia mi ko opposition because NDC wo power mi didi Kamara me kono homa mi sko be mame enne me wo part me wo power bibi hia na obe frame ye kasa da na ma hu opposition no enti mondwin mayem ma party enne mayem
Peace FM 104.3 good to meet again Prof Mache
bye
Mejonson chamajina
boko de
Nyame ma de pachi
ana pay da sinu madaje
that's so
Nana for you Mache at say
come papa nyame na demo bibia boko
ye da nyame ase na ready
ambassador
Mache on
enya
boko de
nyame adom
nyame ase Prof you see I hear benya second we bu ade ne yenye de ne yenye see if you say ya bibia o
come that's a very good question. I say COVID-19 subaya odiwiase nyina FM no die emfonyina itwachere ya ne say consistent commitment to the protocols say die yakase etumi eso ano yenkase eyi ne kora na mo eso ano no emoden an ye di ho agimu eyade a emi se se obi antumi nkase enye nokore na me hwe Europe come say obeka ya I think if I'm not mistaken the first country in Europe that appeared to have had control over COVID in the first week was Germany. Germany was lauded. In fact, you can say Jamaica Krana politicians just now or yabe unpopular, but the way of managing COVID no.
Yeah.
Emma efe na interactors nyina who say oh mama die. Oh ya die. Me mama every politics mo krana. Say ni we see manage COVID no. Na me ba na metaka asem say sa virus yi ne kono until everyone is free. No one is free. If you say entokano free ne virus no ne spread no enipa inhia di mu say obi no hia ne yonko no ni bi no de manwa na je say eko entimpitias na ne ka say social distancing say obetwe ho kakra some meters every yonko ho Umwa ne riba say every hohoro wonsa na efe yerika ho say obehye mask oyere mu nyina ye organa ha no ehun say na sunsanso pepa bi eba e wo sa anambo a etuye no na mom no ye koye nim no na in the persumuno when you are fighting against the virus, you see every past viral history or pandemic. You want to say a buffer for now. There is that kind of, you know, kind of simple. Kind of say the pray. Ye pentamania be to me as swam. Na who said fear a crown so so fear no the positive part of it is that a ma ubia born as or born home by say sa yari MSU. And see usually the first wave, no, people are likely to blood. After a few months or days, no, then they hit what we call the flu fatigue. Flu fatigue, they say. I am a minyebi. Minyebi, and my bread. Ebeba embra. Mahoro mensasa, ubikatemis mahoro and sakura, and ma oyenya skin erosion. Ubisu say, as you wash a mask, washa, or breathless, a breath. Ubisu say, COVID-19 T20, if you cross a month into a number, ya breath. And when you hit the flu pandemic, so the flu fatigue, no. Now you say all the specific actions are a beboa. Now wait to me so yarena no. Now oh brassy. Oh laxim. Oh just say oh to tell you game. Come we no free home. Ariba conswa na COVID-19 by na AD himpa the conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory ne say si kura no enye keke enkrofo bi na bo madwene de virus bi aba na ha adwena se o yare bi akra ni ho means bi enkrofo be se munya control na mu control until this conspiracy theories kept spreading left and right na and the various actions. We say one muya hometo. We say offer droya hometo. We say upunua hometo. Emma enkrofo take various measures. Ana what they so anokwa. Well, yamin chadi various governments acted based on WHO's data and professional advice. Emma Ghana de said you no aban born homoden. The team of put it together and so born a homo day. And Chebian you say Ghana Nefi slide. I mean, I can say, you can so we create any hobby, my tea. The studio, how can I say? Mammy and Cassa any hope. And so, Mamma, a team so here they say. Yeah, modern. In fact, a year pass over to away Ghana. Na what to say? They say, oh my, no, president, then in penny for a bow on modern. Say, will be to COVID-19. In fact, it's a very good news. Now, a show crying, a man we are proud. Now, no, yeah, man, I'm quitting. If we say, Kwame say, Europe will shut down, and this week, several countries in Europe are shutting down. In fact, if we may, France, they was on Friday.
Yes, UK so they started Thursday.
Yes, UK started, Belgium is starting, Germany is starting. But they say, was a second wave no air ban. What you say, I know what and now, Ghana Hama, you can say, you are no more a war, other side of the world, no say, oh, yeah, a second wave. It's dangerous for us to think, say, oh, Yaswano. The reason is that the border, especially the international airport, is open. Then you say, boy, home then say, you better be sure, say, Obia ba. You better say, Obia now, only be answer, and them. Oh, I mean, Ghana, you know. You attend some idea, some of the frustration others were going through when they arrived. So, because of them, because I would, I mean, Ghana, you know. It's not just say, Enema ain't yet clean like that. We shouldn't lose our guns at all. Say, you better come. Let me say, me bo baby should W dashboard no sanka e ha de bi. Very interesting analysis bi ana me hwe ho. In fact, America crane no na wo hwe numbers ana here recording daily infection o come here slide ya be do e be 58 42 44 just say numbers no were below 100.
Yeah.
But the past 2 weeks, come me who be. When no men say candidate politicians, no no, the American say it appears say by elections, man. In fact, sometimes I go out some of the weekends just to watch what is happening. When we say open campaign, they can't open campaign. They are walking.
Yeah.
They be high trailers and supporters. It's so now on the loudspeakers. And come here, I can tell you this. Obi oh it meti legon hono. If I'm Madina fan, just say people have just thrown away caution to the wind. One share mask or bop him so, and they were in their hundreds. Now your team, one team mama. Omo MPs team, one team mama, omo presidential candidate team, and I was worried. Say, Ari, say, kura Kokrokoo pa na obi nshane mask no na madipa dom musa. What does it mean? What it means is that so by the time sa walk on an open campaign train be twemo no. Na dipa be a time be there. Omanya. And I come on say yeah, cause I know I am an Egyptian. You hope na apiuka kara or their bass.
Yeah, chaka
kranti when it's why so just say you don't care. Now if you home so shenemas na eda na boy ase. Ana e bi say one pocket. It not just say they na AC around a few weeks ago ana yeah ka say oh Ghana e born homodin. Na ya born abasokra say Ghana ka omaya abo homodin say obi to me a control COVID-19 no. Not to say ya masa abasokra na kra no agensem. Come in praying that's it globally. Enipa over 45 million. Ena yari ebai account. From December or so last year up till now no. Enipa ewu 1 million. Ena yari ekumo. It's just within a year no 1 million souls are gone. Oya Ghana na me say from about first week in October. In fact, if you go back in September, when we said we were recording below 50, 40, it was good. But come by 31st, none say you recorded close about 300 cases. Now the question is whether these recordings are ever these days not are coming from the testing or they are just walking tests. Say Obi Ako Hospital. Now say home funny testing say oh Ukraine COVID nibi. Yem bi mo say am say test no kra no ya juju mu kakra. Enti de
also we are not testing as much as we should.
E be yi ne Obi a ono aka say dia odu hospital ho na dia ehu so Obi. Na che say yen to me kan ensi su pain say yare no ye di sukra. Enti ne ma me ansa bi na me di siso. They did time. Abuzu afọ amoti me. COVID-19 no. Eho.
Enko baby
ekunipa. Enye obi a so na ewu. Ebi so ho to mo. Na mo se na bia me ka no. It is better to prevent. Bomodi an se wunya bi. Na mo man ka se bi nya be ho meto me. Meti ase. Unya ye bon pai se ho beto. Ende eyadwuma no no. E otumi nya re nka se oh cool baby ene sa because obi wo no ma accidental no nya. Na mum no se wo betumi a bomodi se wunya. Enti ahobambo bia e wo se wo bo ho ban. Ne mask se wo hye. Ne onsa wo se wo hohoro. Na we ni baby akwa ye man kuma na mranti wa ba wo hwe won ye nanam kuruma wo ye campaign ya ma politicians here. Wo ye young people. If you look, they are young and energy no haunt you are jumping left and right. They don't care. But what do you say? yare no oh ye te bi ni say obian to me and prevent say yare no wunya bi wa na obetumi esi anokwan say me pese me nya bi and your actions are extremely important. The me di say kwame em say essa aban essa ehye ade ayi mo kana kakra
lockdown in radio man
enya lockdown na mom no fellow Ghanaians send nana ya otaka no eno mo nana ya ade pa and the bia and for me if we church is the commitment of leadership. Say ade yes ya kan eja the bia umu anu aba eboa na yensa enkamu yenka janhemu say mask nation
pathogens in collaboration with their colleagues at the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research have found that significantly more people have been infected by SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Now, say over 1 million Ghanaians have already been exposed.
1
million. 1 million. And around 20% of them live within Accra and Kaswa. Now, on my research, Brofun di Bibre tin pa. Minim says esan is nipa ni bibre asymptomatic. Say omu obi na yare ne nhye dan bom no. E ka ho na ama asodin bi sa abanana.
Come every be me study be efa malaria and diarrhea.
Yeah.
And the be schistosomiasis, the friend of bilharzia no.
Bilharzia.
And malaria and diarrhea. Now not share the level of perceived debility. Me say bia obinya malaria na obinya bilharzia. Also bilharzia no say obinya schistosome parasite no. Owura ekotena ojonso atwa mu. Na apefrete no. Ente ojonso a mo say moja ifiri mo ba. Na sa schistosome so owura ojonso we mu na okotena kwa. Come bet not home for a very long time. In fact, in Ubia, now we're 82 years. I will be a mayor yesterday now say, oh, don't say me if you are Johnson and I'm 14 years. We're 14 years old Johnson. Moja. I say, I'm
14.
Yes. Now, what Johnson, I'm no, walk away, no. Now, it can even penetrate and get to the brain. And see, Bama, or performance in school, cry at Yato. So, our community now, yesterday, no. Now, I am once and I be into school. But who be some say, Opa say, Womu carry malaria and diarrhea. Now, what is to talk? Schistosomiasis one. I say, I be malaria and diarrhea. Hey, I'm not the only to inquire you, man. If we need to touch it and say, the comparative value. Say there was susu o carry. Say yarea ebe to me akana to fem. Yarea ebe to me ebubu. Yarea ebe robe of your economic potential. Say ebe to me aye adwuma nyesika. And then you're more serious. Say yarea. And on the shanwa oh be a yin shede. COVID-19 by no.
Yeah.
And for any church and say, no, for every muntam, where you know, underlying condition, we will enter Eddie Hukakrabai. Yakwe Nimano, Yenim said, the human system itself, a bit generates some tolerance.
Yeah.
And you'll be a no nya, who bet me a show science. But come here, can I say, here in the UK, and in other areas, just say, we not say, now, who talk. Depending on your immunity, no.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit to me brain damage, a bit to me certain organ damage. And in UK, for example, Omoko near Bia, coming Omanko Hospital, no. A research actually say they are even struggling to get their sanity back. If you are about delirious, or disoriented, or something, and they were struggling with that. And now, if we know what trying to say, some crofona wunya, yen shida, and from uncle, yen intubate more, you have a monko to a oxygen, so and I have monko ICU, no.
Yeah.
Or mukura so here rehabilitation services. Not just say, yen twen anka say just bume ebubume just me to me nantena me hunu say yare litumi eku na mo no me no ya adwene say it's possible say ebinom ayo ma adwene say oh na say me ti we ebi nkameda e ka no optimism bias oh adwene bi say me de enya me da aye good eboa in fact she nkura na mo no kwame ya she nkura e wo nyansa mu ya she nkura sabi
sabi keke kwa
ai ya she nkura wo nyansa mu enti wo she wo nkura na nyansa nso e bata ho o to me nka say o drive car wonam 160 180 wonum say car no eni ho de wo aji kribu eji kribu bewu enti no ya de wo she wo nyansa no wo she wo nkura na wo nyansa e kata ho e bata ho enti de me yan campus stadium ayi say no kame etwa mfonyini pa efonyini etwa kire ne say potentially numbers na ekura ya ye ka ho asem no ede ba bia eso ya boy ho modern ya careful na mumu no yen hye protocol mu kana yes and can you if we have to take a look at in fact I must commend churches kwame most churches okopopa na ko ba bia so for the now say one she mask pre o sake
sir
oh yeah be your man pa and it's very good how one sha men wuram pre eti o ma ya be at least on say all this period no coming yen share dante any spike bia in a particular denomination or a particular religious group over can say US buy no na particular denomination bi honoma spikes in ya bi US in ya bi UK in ya bi Germany obuye no spikes e buy no in between the major first one and the na every certain religious institutions but ya bi Ghana if when you touch and say perhaps the religious organizations are doing well now for you we touch and say the numbers are you could share no we may have to interrogate again now make earlier time obeka say sa yare no na no so ehia data ehia ehemu ehia nkontambu papa
obeka na maka some of the science and data and that adwuma
dey adwuma sane be ya enye kasa trawa keke na momo no ye take decision bi na ye kasa na ye say number yi a ye hu yinti no ye pese e take sa na moyi eti Kwame, it's a very good study. I mean, in fact, I'm going to look for it. Now, making kapa bisa maybe dear, I'm sure say details we have in the next couple of days. No, about the discourse. Ne nkitamudia ane nkomuya ye ba efa copy na ama abanya access to such data. Ebebo pa na etumi adendan ahyehyɛ the next plan of action abai ebia osusu.
Professor Joseph Osafo namte say yene no twetwe nkomo no COVID-19 ho ensem coronavirus nkomo anope o share Ghana Health Service adia tudwa say yenhwe ye ho ye na yanhwa yebenya second wave na Fredia usomu say
come
yeah
misum say yenkomo asisiedi na medical charity for na metia empany yasra bompaya de radiasi yasri shirama mampany na pamfo yasra metia the constituency chairman Moses and a candidate Dakwa Newman untuma na nekufado na Dakwa nienku yanimu Ghana come so yari mwasem ni dika ebeda dokase nkoma awadi eboa etwe adwen kone amaso ebuani ti ebeda nase nye de kakra enso yenim aka ho come me ade ba ko me kind graphic no na ehwe editorial no bibi kan me se me kan editorial no
yeah
you can ya kakusi politics for so politics for no ampa we will be a SCK memza man for twin adwen ko eboa atanya ho na asem no yesu ban mu nti sɛ mpanimfoɔ twe adwen kɔ hɔ nyɛhwɛ ne yɛ ho adwuma yareɛ no ɛnyɛ obi yareɛ ɛyɛ wiase yareɛ yareɛ no firi baabi na baeɛ ho ani mu pɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm mu no ɛna kyerɛeɛ na sɛ ɛtumi kɔfi baabi ba de a na kyerɛ sɛ ɛtumi ka wo mekae mmerɛ a ɛfitiiɛ no yɛbue kwan kakra sɛ amanfoɔ tumi yɛ adwuma akoa bi baa me fie sɛ ɔbɛhwɛ yɛnwura asɛm nti sɛ ɔndwura ne ho nyɛ hwee koraa ɛm sɛ owura no ade ɔsɛ na sɛ wei deɛ monom na ɛka mo yɛnom deɛ nam sɛ nti wobaeɛ wode wo nsa to me gate so wonim nea waba ha ɔsi yɛnom nti yɛnom bi baa ha no mu a wonim sɛ baabi a wode wo nsa to na hɔ nso na ɔde ato nti a wo ho aya kwame wonim ne ɛsie mekae ɔhuri kɔ n'akyi namsɛ wei ayɛ asɛm nti wonam hɔ nyina wosuro nso so ɛsɛ sɛ yɛgye nneɛma bi tom ne ɛdi kan akwankyerɛ no aba no ɛsɛ sɛ yɛgye tom sɛ ɛyɛ biribi ɛboa ɛmmoa anka mpanimfoɔ nka se yɛnyi akwankyerɛ no aba no fitim na fitiɛ mampani akufuado ne napamfoɔ nneɛma a wɔn akyerɛ yɛn se yɛnyɛ dɔktafoɔ ne wɔn anim saa nneɛma yi mu nyinaa nsɛm a wɔn aka ama yɛ hu wɔn adi so no yɛnim biribi de akɔ wɔn ani so no nso a yɛate sɛ wɔn anya bi no yɛhu ne aba hwɛ ebinom ahwere wɔn kɔn na sɛ obi ahwere ne nkwa na wadwen yɛ wɔ sɛ ɛntumi nkaw ɛnu wo fie nti ɛsrɛ Awurade sɛ ɛnu obi afie nso ɛnya ba nso a wobɔ ho ban ɛno wo asoɔden no Awurade yɛ ho hwɛ nyɛ yie nti amanfoɔ mfa nyansa nto ho yɛmfa yɛadwen nto ho ne yɛhu ne ɛkɔ so kwame me deɛ di kan mefi sɛ akwanya wɔ hɔ nom a ɛyɛ momfidie so ɛho hia paa ma mo kita radio ne TV ɛne akyerɛ wɔn akyerɛ ayi wɔ graphic ne papers na aka no graphic sɛ ɔka nyina mehu ne front page advisory bia apart from story no anka bɛyɛ fɛ kɛkɛ sɛ ɛna ɛsan yɛ hia sɛm sɛ papers ne nyinaa mmerɛ biara no na wɔyɛ ama yɛho biribi
na nea graphic is so DMB no onka or say non-compliance with safety protocols. Second wave COVID-19 likely. GHS warns. Onka DMB.
Onka nchira onka ya manfo se ye share mask na boa.
Nana, me na onya ade.
Me sa me wiase.
Menye ayi for graphic. Menye PR for graphic.
Senia only menya adwen sa no bi nso me nya adwen ti on share face mask.
Nana tio.
Otum ne America na.
We dey kind first paragraph.
Debi otum ne America na.
Metu ase. Or say Ghana risks a second wave of COVID-19 if the public continues to lose precautionary measures. Second paragraph.
Yeah.
The Ghana Health Service has warned that a second wave of the pandemic can be more terrible than the first if people do not keep to the safety protocols.
Yeah.
Graphic I na family.
What you know the baba?
That's
the question I'm raising. No, I'm saying say awareness once I'm American.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about stories. I'm talking about awareness. Papers are done and yes, survey, me research almost all of them are doing the same thing. Graphic na me devoting. But papers most of them. I mean but that's my point. My point is ma TV stations not do one and that's what I'm talking about. TV true stations do one yard the papa
but you TV abaso
na make a graphic they also there make YouTube make mambo YouTube
and I saw some try
but you see that's the point. You know what I'm saying as I say I say yemfa a yen to masuban no emfanye
and only there
nipa wu a obowra ho so bet simami no no osintima ba ne de ko eno de yebisa no ntamo yemfa sa suban ni bi ni we ya toso me fi se ye ka se empani a esese atwen adwen koso a me gitum se amanyosemfo edi mu Misan twi adwen because doctor no so can be penina odi asem tu da no Dr. Dacosta Abuaji, Director of Health Promotion Division. Yeah, info. You best run nanom togbi na me lime. Ahimfu nyina kona bia wo man mu. Won twe amanfo adwen nkoso. Won ya ebebo ebekwechire papa yenim tumi awon kura. Ani enim ne won ebetumi ayama. Won na akra man na besine. Ti pesre won se wan de won ho hyem ne se nya panine kanu ebebo ayen pa e se won betwe amanfo adwen akoso won tumi hyemra ama nipa tenka esenya emra no finkran bo a ntino won ka ade won anu tuma ebebo a e besre won adwuma mpanimfo na okra adwuma na se wan hwa anya wasefo no ere no won be esese ho man ye adwuma so hwena niema asisi edisi homa peace fm monim ha security no o man twem just walk around sa washe sa ne ye no ntiese nyuma hodo na no me call shell ba kon se me ko tade ye gina mo ye tade owura bi ni ani bi se owura mu na wa sanitize na security ni se ye nyansa so ko hye ne ma so de and I make car security no catch papa ne say and yan kan na be gidigidi wa John Sanko
just on tree
why you know yeah the security ni na baso asese nkrofo na painting wo nyumam na saade ne ye adwuma pani no ye kaso bi e pani enye ye friends politics nko na obi adi pani ufie wadwuma pani wo ho di panimfo no ma ne di mo a ebeka obi a nti ebesre wo ya pa se ena sorry so ye
na problem as I say abrabona back to normal
asem penifo ma wan ni bre was anema enko ye se ye behwe so ama ne ma se ya ba nya ya ma na kankora o ya ne refi nkora e hiasem papa se me ye ni bre adia ba en chi obaba ni bitwe madrin coffee asi ye kan si yan hohoro yan sa no ono de ordinary to anya scientific just on shedan ye ho research but ordinary to ordinary to ho asa ensa hohoro no amayare abafom kan bi so it would be nice to know the effect of that because ebema nipa adwen akonia ma bi so yenya mu ni ebre wo ya ensa yan hohoro no ho cholera ne ne kekeka ho nti we ni ba kakra no eyi niema bebire free ho si ema na ye suban face mask na de obi ka se enye ye suban under regular circumstances me menzo nkameka se mempe but ye nim se ebo ye ho ban nti esese ye sanso na ye hohoro yansa no ebo ye ho ban no enye covid nko anti na ebo ye ho ban eyi cholera ne ne mekeka ho no free ho nti ho hia na nkrofo ebetumi aboa yen ewo adwinbue ene ntiasie mu come we me come am nkrofo concert party for esa manfo boa won mo ntumi boa can you imagine sanki ya on say ye no kra wo mu say radio ni tv manfo betie asenia okan paper on paper kan ni sa en fa ho say wa ko school na so ko school and so one side tie organizations be to say concert party no tie sikrom na o kire amanfo niema eye ni niema e no de aye mfato ho ebu enkrofo adwe anka nyuma ku ahodo eso won asen eboa won a anka bekwa kiri papa it's when between you twist your mind obi beka se na so won ko na chese ye boabo nipa no amon ya betio only concert party for tena sisisi a when be kire kwan e be fa so a ebe kai nipa if so no am oye concert obi dika ka kire se mo ba no mo ntnetini mo na ma hanko ye basa obeka kire se obetumi ya na aye na bonten so ema mframa enkan hye dem no obi ho a kire no obi hu kwan obe yeso obe fa so ama won ti nipa se kire ni mo ma ni ko yi nti ebesere ndwumakuo mo nso won ase no ntumi mfa saa nkomo inteni na yente ho ase ade no ekunipa nka bi nanka ye wugidie wa America over Trump ne nemanti
America is exposed there.
Oh, completely. The band that you say Ghana need America no or pre-Ghana any brunya. The band that you say manfo in free Ghana pre-Ghana. If it's a one who say Hano, Ebianca, Jesus, one who say Urakufado, Etimia Aso, Abuama, Ade Aso, Anuaso. The band that you say answer me. Now say manfo Pemrika etu Edia Ghana. Efi san kron so kwebe bi to say Italy Spain English mem brawo bre intino say ye pesi ye san call lockdown no so ba so go na nyo
sure
ya na man for refi me bisa na nkoyi na nkrofo ho kire won na oman foto no ya na ye refi say sikano sabien free omampani botom ene kugu omanfutuom ankogum efri tuoni ejuma ekoso intino se ye kan o hyedem a na chese sika kakra na yabo ano no esese ye san pitigu yeso sese omampani abomoden ahwa amase ne be ya obre no so beti ntino ohwe aboa atua ye light man ohwe aboa atua ye nsu amaye ninkosi da ben ifse foto no oka o hyede ma untumi nya adwuma ne sika kom no tumi a wai bi e dia behwe wo se ne se fata waye ne batan adwuma o na won so enti ye ne ma na yemfa sabe yemfa adwen to ho ni hu bebia e do yen beko kwa be fa so aboa yen kwa be fa so amaye kwa ya me tumi aye ne ma se fata yetumi tra ha e akonya ni nhire bia nya me de man. But it's say you fitting you know. You me a nisi ye bedi imrano so akudu baby. Ye bekanya se bi umana. We no e Ghana for sa nje mampani sa. Se ne adok Ghana no mampani dia da no TV so ne kasa o. O ka se fellow Ghana mega fellow Ghanaians no. Azijre wo mu bebre.
Fellow Ghanaians.
Yes. Ni titru ne ahobrasia ode ni di san komo no. No de ahobrasia ni di nkomo na o papa anasa o mame eni odi nkomo no de ahobrase di san nkomo na ebe na onso ye di hia no ya nya kra ye mfa nunyam e ma no ni ni so ne moaye ne ye ye moa nipa na hwere nkwa no sebi onka enya akufa do busia no enya baum ye busia ni enya na pamfo ni bia busia fo ebia won we na ke busia fo se John Moiko ya kai nti se pani ne begina ho no so oka sansam ya sebi yen fa dwen to ho ni nsin bibi nfrim yesre e pompae kona nkasi e kan nkran would not I be nanke kan nyina bi esisi e kama amanfo esane bema botoi sane na je hwo sane je na hwe bema ngoi. It was an accord ba kaka face mask this time I feel like baba okay so design short way e wo okay o sport po ya e wo mini ji wo sane no ba fe ni bi an wo se ogbo mi no ba fe ni square is no ogbo because obanyo prevent hela ho de ne e China ai
e manemi
no on panya fai
anyway another
Grandpapa
second wave maybe Bameba Chairman General, some of the churches are not observing the protocols. Maybe we need to check all over again. And then Mehe Ebisu Ewaha okay now for Pacho Brem.
Yes, Grandpapa.
Me Pacho men can we COVID-19 second wave Chalekpa. We were in this country where we had naysayers pushing hard to see the pandemic claiming life so they could hit Mr. Fellow Ghanaians very hard. Fortunately, our local gods did not allow the naysayers' wish come true. We have seen they resisted the EC voters register. Okay, primarily also second wave there to bring chaos. Nana in Accra. By the way, the safety protocols and social distancing have been left in the domain of the middle to the elite class. The mob robbers are being taken care of by the gods. That's the perception out there. Now for Ibrahim.
This research here is cited of about 1 million people being exposed. From there, all platform, and you can't see lack of testing for your communities. Yes, I can about Nkofwa or Umpano. I want to move to Kokrokoo, d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, all other countries. International travels. I won't go through any checks and any gun testing or anything like that. What areas are Nimpa densely populated there at Domankasa? Grandpapa, I will not be surprised about this research. To me, the most reasonable number in this discourse. Grandpapa, numbers are 309 people, 589. These are people who walk in. Grandpapa, I want to make their leadership will fail. You see, Yakanyama be brave nicely. I am better yet touch on leadership. Nyaka leadership, on your president in quitting no leader.
Yeah.
Grandpapa said president Obano Bekasa, not on my policy direction, and now Oka and some China. Now, but the chief for no, why? They have failed us miserably. Grandpapa, my main control institutions are failing. The Ministry of Information was failing. What information vans in the districts are Grandpapa, I mean, now we had Yesika, to talk, see the PA systems. Grandpapa, when was the last time the Ministry of Information using the vans and mobile vans in the communities, in the districts?
How do you know someone?
Grandpapa, tell you, we live in the community.
How do you know?
Grandpapa, I live in the community.
Which community?
As the chairman of PPP. Grandpapa, me walk bird's eye view. We have bird's eye view, Grandpapa. And I'm catch you on authority there. This is not going on. They have failed. They are not doing the work. When the president gives a direction and comes to speak, the one direction, or they all manifest through the system all the way to the grassroots. Grandpapa said, opinion back on my direction. Yet to me, Jack direction was so wrong. Or they all perform. Now you the real effect. What is the role of the NCCE? What has been their role? The why information will propagate in line with the direction of leadership. Many times, direction in the mornings in the paper. So to me, leadership or they create a certain awareness. Now in Kofuna, where the engine I will make it as in a cordon, Grandpapa, or the way you wear Juma. They have to do their work. Grandpapa, Yaka Asemi, political parties, Nantuaka say, Penimpa 10,000, 20,000, 5,000. The pay show force. Nedwin Nego Street, no one Nantu, no walking come, no be to Tesugu, Obido, Obini Free, Obi this, and people are doing it, Grandpapa. What by a systematic programming of political parties? And so, we won't talk about that. when they are campaigning that the superstars of the party must all assemble. Now what say? What show force? But you are breaking the rules of the president. Ironic that leadership gives a direction and that other people so what you because the attainment of power or you're more important than preservation of lives. What good would it be for all of us to become sick at the end of the day? What good would it be? Over 1 million people exposed. But the time this election is over, Grandpapa, research. But until the time Biana, Professor Kasa, your data, your research, your data mining, you're very weak. And to be the upper because data expose one. Into yepe, and nanto, and yema, or against our own selves. Grandpapa, other countries are now going through second waves. Do we think they're insulated? And Kofum Penifu breaker the Ghana as any problem. We are in the flu season. We are in the flu season, rainy season. Or you're very critical at this moment as a people. You're focused on self-preservation. NCCE, what has NCCE done for COVID-19? What is the Ministry of Information continuously doing for COVID-19 on the ground? My brother is talking about newspapers being committed. Grandpapa, okay. But what about the leadership now? They are responsible for dissemination of information. Are we not going to hold them accountable? And now they are ring fence on it Wednesday, baby. Because they are politicians. Grandpapa, you can't say now. Woman, you can't no cry. Na yam judge na ya boninche yam bonity do na yam solve adi once and for all. Grandpapa, adi be ya nyina na ya awareness. Ye nyina ye raise issues on this very platform about the communication aspect of this entire disease. You've raised the issue on the communication aspect and a change, behavioral change. The good professor over this platform, you need about 1 month continuous activity non-stop for people to begin to change their behavior. And this is you starting, now we are starting again. What is the strategy? What is the plan? How are we going to ensure that the good citizens of Ghana continuously we are reminded about this? President number every day. Now the men of the president, what is their use? The men who follow the president, what is their use? The over 100 plus men, what is their use? The district executives, municipal district executives, they are all concentrating on politicking. Until they have forgotten about what responsibility to you and me as citizens. Because they are all busy for survival. Until Obia to be out of the way, out of the door, Grandpapa. In our strength institutions and confrontation. In your strength institutions and confrontation. Grandpapa, me, I am of the firm belief that the COVID second wave, will be more deadly than the first one, because if over 1 million people have been exposed already, next the second wave will not back. Grandpapa, he is not like the first wave. Can have crippling, catastrophic effect on us as a people. And I don't think that we can leave this thing up to chance. Into those institutions, Ministry of Information, NCCE, other bodies of state must be up and doing in terms of making sure that the information flows continuously. Not 1 day, every 10 days, now 1 day. That is not on the continuous flow. Then the political system that now want to show force and we use 10,000 people, 5,000 people. Yenam street, na yenam nam kofo, nam word grandpapa. Let's talk about it. How come we are not talking about that? So let's look the gift horse in the mouth and tell it like it is. We cannot live in a state that there is a fundamental contradiction between the direction of the heads and then the direction of party activities. It can't be. It cannot be. And the grandpapa about COVID-19 Sega, the second wave, this article is a powerful article. Or containing all the different that you need to know about it. It talks about political large gatherings in this article. Grandpapa, this article, it talks about it. Non-compliance. And he says, share all these things now over one man. Let's let you kind of correct. As a nation, look, whether you choose between life or death, because all other nations, the crop are doing their all better infrastructure than sometimes your numbers are a bit better. But are you doing the same things that they are doing at what in your numbers? Remember, you are not testing. You are not aggressively pushing data. You are not aggressively doing any of those things. Then what deficiencies, you glorify yourself in deficiency by telling us no money at this, no money at this, because of your inability to have carried out certain tests and functions. You are glorifying yourself in deficiency. Mediocre. Your numbers are low. Your numbers are low because you are not doing any testing. In your testing, be better now. Numbers on your low. In an African, people are walking into hospitals and being diagnosed. I think the second wave in the job, let's not pussyfoot around the issue. You're very aggressive. You tackle this issue as a nation. Now you make sure that you better stop or you better minimize this effect on us as a people. School is due to open somewhere in January. It's partially open. Second wave, during there, it will have an effect on probably extending the time that the children will to extend it, and that won't open schools. And then the effect that all have on society. Grandpapa, BBC or Ghana, Hanama, we take it as a joke. We take it as a joke. The second coming can be more catastrophic than the first coming. Children can be extended to stay home at long periods of time. The effect on the economy. We haven't even survived that one. You deal with that still. I pray and I beg that woman can acquire in this saga. Let's just be straight up front. Now solve this issue now of COVID-19 because it will affect you as a people.
Very, very interestingly, Senator Oka said, Ministry of Information, NCC, Unhunyomoye, but Obeka and Swa. Abang at the pickups vans be Emma
NCC. Grandpa, they were recall pickups now.
But okay.
Yes, but
so at least
on your consistent. The change behavior no on your one announcement and on your two announcement. And a prof I catch there. You need to be consistent with a certain activity for minimum of 30 days for people to begin to change their mind. Grandpa, those pickups that were assigned to COVID-19 protocols in Ejumano has been recalled.
So
we've read, so the work is not going on. So if you have recalled the pickups, that means the work is not going on. Because announcement and changing people's behavior or your ING process or your continuous or your one time or you're changing a societal ways and norms of the people. And it takes time, Grandpa. It will take time. So our commitment level to this thing must be continuous. in a way that it takes time for people to change. And you must continue to hammer because the thing has not subsided. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. And if you have 1 million.
But in the beginning, you created the impression that nothing had been done.
Oh no, Grandpa. What I'm saying is that
you said you blame. Let me tell you, you said you blame the Ministry of Information.
Yes, continue.
You blame the NCCE.
Yes,
because they have done nothing.
Oh, Grandpa. Well, when I say nothing, Grandpa, when you start something, or they will.
Oh, so you agree that something has been done?
We have tried similes. You have tried pockets of things. But Grandpa, the consistency. Then I say opinion cast that's on my direction. Those underneath, have an obligation to make sure that consistently, they put in measures in a way over to what or mine. And the Grandpa say, I sign a pick up now, the work is not going on. It is definitely not going on. Until we need to ensure, Grandpapa, that a Juma or year consistent, because the psychologists that catch in there from a psychological perspective, you must be consistent in the minds of people and their activities are able to affect change behavior. Change behavior requires time and consistency. Grandpapa,
change behavior. Yes.
If so fitting, where do you see or see failed?
Failed. You can start and fail.
Failed.
You have started. They have failed. They have failed. They have failed. They have failed.
We are dean because
I'm not taking that back.
They have failed.
You can start something and fail. You can go and write in social.
Asema kwa mekaya no eye no kre na wa mo ya that could be na wo studio ha o ba no covid ya mu wo so afro o ka dem so ka akabe o ka dem so one illegal two o ba no so one
okay, so I'll patch a quick one. Let me check here, BB. Yema NCC a total of 50 pickups. 25 of them have been recalled. The other 25 have been left with the NCC to continue their work.
Good.
Just by way of information. Why do you keep shifting the goalposts?
I'm not shifting, Grandpapa. This is what they have said. They have failed. That cannot be a win, Grandpapa. This cannot be a win. This certainly cannot be a win.
Kokrokoo man you church your pool.
You pussyfoot on issues too much. And people take political.
That's exactly what you
want to defend their political.
That is exactly what you did.
Papa, if you have failed, you have failed. There is no doubt about this. We cannot sit here and pretend like an ostrich. Look at the research that
Sayari enya nya wafum ne nya wonfum ye ene ka ho asem efri se obi afum eya de foforo ukọ wanim no esa no ebechia nti ye mfa sakasa ne nhia ne dikan ne toso o kan so no aka ne digina pintin eye no kure wom ne aka na se o kase ye mfa bi nka ho a anase ye ntini no aka ne sa na ukatwa ma ase ne a nkrofo atiada ye nhye dan nya djuma ande wati
nkrofo atiada
when you waiting and so who can say politics so your chairman o chairman so odin so one me who say o free asumasi say wa kire
but
and you catch yourself
is that what you want?
They say trucks are out there.
What you want?
They are working.
Is that what you want?
What me am saying?
If you want to give you blow by blow,
na me too as say unia botre.
Now that is also fun political.
Why are political? Because you are trying to hold people. You pursue holding Nipa.
People who is responsible for information in this country. Who is responsible for information dissemination?
Can we have one?
It's amazing. Send who to know. Yahama Yakoye Nima. Oh, there are some two. No, I can't. Watch baby and get the fire beboa.
Dispatch.
Make a graphic for us. Some man can say one team.
There be.
Me say one ye boa. Sani ye kan ho. E so wo pa me yakoye nim. Uka so bi ati ne ye de. Na mwa be ne boa e. Da ne ye de nsatene obi so. Na ye nso ya sede. Come Makari.
Da ye de nsatene obi so na ye nso ya sede. 24 minutes past 10. Yes, Ose.
Yeah, elect leaders in position to guide us as a people, and in times of difficulty to come out and find solutions, sociological, psychological, economical, whatever ways that we find. A renege on your responsibility as a leader, responsible, and compare it to me. Grandpapa, it's not possible. And this shaking of responsibility, Grandpapa,
you mean shaking or shaking?
Coming out old to the castle.
So say shaking, I'm saying shaking of responsibility. At least you met you.
Anthony,
one Anthony.
I'm Anthony.
This is shaking. I know what was Anthony.
Now responsibility, not into the shift. We are here about leadership and responsibility and COVID-19, and we are saying that we as a state we are failing. That is the issue.
So, what is the way forward if we are failing? What do you advise?
Oh, Grandpapa, on American there, President gives a direction. The people are over the role, the responsibility to ensure that communication is unbroken. No, it continues. Grandpapa, what's trying no way the measurement. The Ministry of Information, we are asking them. They won't start to do broadcast, evening broadcast. Won't put the programs together to make sure that this thing is done. My brother was talking about using concert party and all that. These are coordinated efforts that needs to be. The leadership will be taking that leadership, not coordinating the effort to make sure that information or a consistent or a dynamic or in many forms in a way or get it to the people. Grandpapa, this is the solution, and this is what the good professor have been saying all along, that we must continuously abide by the guidelines.
So it's not like we're failed.
We are failing. We are failing. We failed. Grandpapa, we need to get back up onto the horse. We are falling off, Grandpapa. We are falling off. We are all aware that when started people were wearing masks. Since they are not wearing masks. You remember the distances in Trotro for people to sit. Since they are changing. Now people are sitting close again. Grandpapa, all
right, let me move on to my messages and then I'll come and we'll all wrap up. This one from Farouk in Tema says, we are equally to be blamed. Nana Furi should spare us this early morning sermon. The second wave will be dire for Ghana. So let's all adhere religiously to the safety protocols. Farouk in Tema. Nana Hesi Ojiri says, during the first wave, Nana Ofuri preached doom. And he's doing the same today. Nana Hesi Ojiri. In my own opinion, I think more people need to be employed into the information ministry who send the message to our doorsteps. It will be better to spend less on COVID-19 today to avoid spending more in future. Gideon Akowa Che Eidu Accra Ufanko. Walanyo and Akwetia says we took a serious fight against COVID-19, but because we don't hear fellow Ghanaians regularly, we think it's gone forever. It's not. 25 vehicles to NCC. You have a journalist supporting this. Well, you don't leave your name, but which journalist is supporting it? I'd like for you to tell me. So come back and tell me which journalist is supporting 25 vehicles to NCCE. What do our politicians take Ghanaians for? 1 million people exposed. It's a lie, my friend. You just want the money the UN will bring and share it amongst yourself. Don't even think of imposing lockdown. Master, I'm not going to read your message again. Sometimes I'm happy. Almost everybody, including worshippers, politicians, mourners, have lost our guards. Complacency, Abri, in Takrade. I agree with you, man. I see a brain and a prof can pain. Abe Queen Lashibi says, turn enough for it to stop the unnecessary politicization. It's quite nauseating. Tell Grandpapa the Ghana is not doing as badly as he's preaching. He's painting a bad picture. Ajabeng in Hacho. Tell Mr. Grandpapa to stop exaggerating the issues. If I may ask, when was the last time he, Nana Fori, on his program of being empaneled on the many radio programs, does he caution listeners like Charles Owusu on every radio program does? Chairman, Ghanaians do not show any seriousness with respect to COVID-19. All of a sudden, we resorted to old normal lives. France is on a lockdown. Netherlands has closed cafes, restaurants, clubs. Well, if I may add, the UK is going on lockdown on Thursday. O'Neill and Ponsine, Amsterdam. Thank you for that. Okay. What Nana Fredia is saying about the inactivity of the NCC and the information service is true. They are not working. Somebody should challenge me on this. Also said, well, this is Nana Ofori who's not Fredia. Let them use the information service vans to go around and inform people every day. Inform every day. KSK, have you seen the campaigns being run by the two political parties, the big ones? They are the first culprits. Our dread from Red Top, I so agree with you. Not to take anything away from anybody, but there was a walk, a Bantama walk over the weekend. I leave it there. There have been other walks. There have been other things. I see, no. COVID ni yerefi kakra nti ebia no pay adwuma ye no ye de aboa ne atwe obi adwen abaso say COVID-19 is real. And now send ye share in Kra Ghana Health Service dia betudwa and pay daily graphic Dr. Costa Abuaji, our Director of Health Promotion Division, Ghana Health Service, was also a leader of Risk Communication COVID-19 National Task Force. Omunyina boy Kokrokoo. Kayen say COVID is real. Inti yenhweni pa na me say me say me guilty, me sure so also you're guilty. Inti yenhweni right. Anyway, in any other business this morning, 35 days to election 2020, CDD survey, voters register printing, PPA boss sacked. Prof, any other comments? We know nowadays shining light about so answer my politicians no so. And yes, I mean you move here see there. It blows to say
my credit.
Come credit amonya de.
Oh.
Yan fan face wa ya anya ju.
I said no, I have no power.
Yan fan face wa ya.
Okay, answer me meko another.
Yes, Prof.
Answer me I think it's very interesting. We Ghanaian Observer, page 10. COVID-19 stay with us. Adhere to preventive protocols. Okoboy, Okoboy. Now, the part I hear very interesting is Modek. I say a deputy minister said this when a leading provider of floating solutions in the upstream petroleum industry, Modek Production Services, Ghana Limited, together with 8 partners, donated over $606,000 worth of equipment and PPE to the Ministry of Health. Come here, the chapter and say, no, come on, say, I say, I've not it's not just a donation you could have need for so. But now go boy account say I'll say fighting, and I like the point, fighting an infectious agent is not like fighting a bushfire. And you know yes, and Bobia I been here say or they be con say one na eboa in Canada, they are still needed in one call Abamboa. And I say we are all doing well. Men can say you're feeling totally. Now I'm going there's still room for improvement. So the ADBI can. Yeah, we are the ministry and the account. Now, come say I got 35 days na ejabo na wenya bidu na chese yekoto aba me hu see ni before aka on my report no because COVID started cry no America say oh abaya also MPP abaya ene nanare na pamfo adwuma a woye no kwame ubetumi enya ehun faso kakraka especially efa COVID the management of COVID. In fact, report now come say Ghana February share the way aban manage COVID. Na obo aban basase aban ayade. And I think the early days near can want some class. Come anytime be this from a pure psychological perspective. Every year you have a group of people and a nipa in Fenibeba you say your life is at stake. Na se obi epue na nipa no eboa wo hwehwe watenka na madwene se de ehunu se ebo hu ne edi osura wo no metumi aboa ama wetumi edi so no your confidence is increased in that person. And in fact na me na minim se saban eguswe twesa mfonyin no na okotia yare ya in a way and way na aban enya some on our chalk some success head up what and some people were even saying say about the COVID-19 correct and say look at what we are doing na the Asia kwambidua and then the fact say I think Ghana was rated as the third, is that right? The third
in the world,
third in the world. And Okra can fetch government a lot of electoral capital. And you know, but Kwame, are not surveys, no. Surveys are not prophecies.
I like that. Surveys are not prophecies.
They are not prophecies. They are not at all. There are always margin of errors. And electoral behaviors, no. I know here. Yeah, sometimes I look at American elections.
Hey,
people can change their mind even 2 minutes to. And you know, I was saying, Nipa no, come here, there. Over to me, I can say one lock and one block it. You lock it and block it. And you know, Sally Page, my block it, I don't know. Until yeah, look at it. Sabe, I'll go with more smart no, Obianiho. You know. There's still pictures on the phones. And I do to me, I say, hey, to mommy, you know how. And I say, if I say, all that political will say, you are how on T. And surveys are not prophecies. But no more Trump for you so train. Say, Obia, Nipa 2, 3, 4 different organizations air survey. Now, when you know, if somebody know a Trump for you be actually say about Coco and Lima, oh, money budget. Now, no, answer a quote.
Yeah.
Edumadin is a politicians like Edumadin here. But there are no ways, no amount a good feel, say, after all, no, share that any mistake, we are doing our best. And you know, politicians, MPs, any presidential aspirants, you know. I just want to know. I got to Musabano. So be at we are media. I put you on say, Mema Ubia and Case. Mewinja we abuna. Ibia banari. There can be surprises. And the Sunday Becano, a Juma Wayano, and a month for the Ghanaian voter is getting every day. Yako Elimino is getting very much informed and sophisticated, and we can't take the voter for granted. Now, I'm coming after 35 days here. Now, I can say, Yampe, who yene a broad sentence is you, that's not what we are looking for. But I can't say, I didn't say the call election. Now, I'm so agree. I didn't
see you, Subine.
Subino, and you who said, Yan Churchill, my son. The Biana Casanchi, Nintokwan. We don't have to do that. And then I was say, you two are more Hanama, and I said, we call street walk, and we are none the young Coso Asian. Come here, you say, you don't put two opposing views at a particular place. There must be a neutral. I was saying, Obi Umwa, I don't know, a neutral. Answer they will clash. eti ya omomoko works ni ade ye kwayiwe ni nhyɛ da nkofa sɛ me yɔnko na mames me kofa ho ate sɛ utwa mfoni bi enti yɛsra amanfo sɛ yɛmpɛ ebro ne opra ne we no ebre no ebe enti city first ne die kwame magiatum sorry na me na maka na prophecy na mo
I like that
Minia oh hey dear minim say ono so nimpa say several surveys have come omo so omaji atum na mo no omo ye adwumaden omo ma survey no ankasa enten na mo koten na kasa o survey na kanji no mama yen koten na adwumaden na hunyina eye say 7 December edua Kokrokoo no ba kire CDG survey ye be say na yen komhye say so na ye afutua ye nyina aso bi hundi I wish them well on this man come even say contrary to this no that day na ye koto aba come nsem na ye ka ba covid say yan shebo cannot from today come we have just a month so you're taking it serious na edana ye koto aba no infection rate if you say kosua come I can tell you people can be discouraged to go out the boat and it's something we have to be very careful about. It's a if you neko numbers if you say kosuro 400 500 and you there thousands nepa I'm telling you people will not go out.
Yes.
And you know who say you take care of this serious say yeah the PPEs ni be adwuma na ya boy ho ban say ya dey ensamba second time say na minia okay lockdown dey come here yo they lock you down now and soon and go full soon and lock you down so many things go wrong and yeah, we don't want a second lockdown yempe na yempe dia not say we say two and more and Mr. say institutions are what yeah omo yo madwuma no and various groups of people I have from us are himful and churches and politicians you know they all say and yes sir even the day of election which is on the 7th we should be careful so your numbers are registered I mean depending on register
over 16 almost 17 million
and I register okura ya issue voters ID card ya momo na kwa me yekoto about that day 7 na ebia be only 1% na koto wow ya here and you know yes say if we don't take this serious even the day of election can be jeopardized.
Think about it. Freddie Point. Predictions are not prophecy. I like that.
It's dead on, straight on. It's a matter of fact. Come
yes.
Me this year back home, a friend of Maxine, a J, me wa fast no. I mean, sure, ne na woda. Ne papa nso to men krakai me. Ne papa ye not a J am ni edwuma. Afin so me coordinator back home, chief Michael Edu, assemblyman or important more, can go out on or the assemblyman or Audum on the Zumichiano. Coming, Comona Kusi said, Akakra near Twapa. About one so named fast food titru parnessing. Mementia say any decline say, oh, share, or daching for Niquan Biso. Oh, Henya Ochna. Be a bow. Uhenya wo betumi ayama ochina akoyi amon. Na no uhwe sana wetwa no. Na de susu onkanko honsem. Inti ukoto na abana me kan na no minia pani a me dono me buno me pani vo me ne won nanti a me okasa be tipa oba studio ha a friend Dambuche.
Yeah.
It was very insightful. Or say about one a dream pona a man for the two abana a sacra. I see Otiti send your man for your one on the only check Quasani or MPP and CPP Nintina and Yanum Quanti. but ɔhwɛ nea ɛkɔ so wɔ n'abrabɔ mu nti ɔno owura dambotwe ne ka sɛ wahu sɛ nneɛma asakra amanfoɔ etie nsɛm ɛɛdwen nsɛm ho yɛbɛsrɛ wɔn nto aso saa
to aso no obi si me nka nkyerɛ prof say you shouldn't worry. Head or tail, rain or shine, Ghanaians will go out there and vote in their numbers come December 7th. Trust me. Good morning, Ghana. Signed, Abdul Malik Kwekuba.
Could you remember? Prophet teaches so could you yes, your best friends so Bianco Cotuaba. Bianco Cotuaba. It was an American. Amanfoɔ hu sɛ wɔn daakye ekura wɔn wɔnyɛ hu paa ankɔfa aban ama amana mɛte wo haw so ɛwɔ school kɔm a kwame maka sɛ me free SHS no me campaign ano no ɛna mehyɛ mu kina sɛ free no ɛyɛ afɛɛfɛdeɛ o ɛyɛ mmoa ɛyɛ akwanya school no ɛna yɛhia asɛm na ne kufuado school no ɔpɛ ma obi akɔ school na yɛadwen mu abue ame akɔnkan Nano me kan mesa can be make asema ura educhum beka wa ha deputy education minister mesa can be o si wiase ye hwehwe no na edika opa hu oman kan ko ni senia adesua boa ukohwe won we di between 17 and 23 na 17 and 23 no measurement na we percentage na etumi akọ school edu baabi no e na hu sa oman na economy o si South Korea 96 or 97%. I mean exact figure but it was in the 90s, higher part of the 90s. And all this was Ghana o si am 17 na 17 no me kwa me ya it's a school back Ghana che na si nya akwanya sei mampanin sei e de akwanya yi atokwan mu ebue kwan amaye me say free no at your house ni here some any school nti no na me dey campaign nti no so edru so a ne yam fa sa adwen kwa me ne to so a me de be ka some PPA asem no je beda mampanin ase niam me no oyeye e graphic mu obi opeso kan bi atumi kan bi ne dikan ono no de nasem koto sraj for anim when yanu ho or send the koto special prosecutor anim according to sraj for no ono ne mampani otoso mienu a watu sa na mo no DJ Rollins nso ye bi ese se atwe amanfo kwa adwen bi so ya ne kan se na aproyesem ne ma na genya ho eyemra ene ye bi adwuma mampani pa sanka otu nanum tuo pa na asem to atwa enso esa se opese emra ye adwuma ntinu ese se ye fa emra kwan so no afa
rule of law
you well opese aproyesem wo ne mefa me ho adi it will catch up with you ni hia ne se amanfo be hu se emra ye adwuma ntinu so keka ho na hwe na emra ye adwuma na na furia na kan asem uja president nkwanso no nkwan na aka enyo ono anso so no ye police ni enyo ono anso no ye soja enyo ono na ye immigration enyo ono na ye seps for ne keka kan nti edi tumi show bi ansa nti emra no da ho se wo a obetu hu se bibia touch ba no e wo bibia ye defa ye nhwe na sa ne man ko kwa me nyame ka de atwa to oye number 1 oye number 1 yentu abama no yenka na ne kufuado ne ntu ma no sa nyum na de papa sa ba bio dem oye number 1 come
no kwamra na to sa
enya man bia na enya ne sa o asi e ka amana broso enso no kure wo mu ne se wahwe Ghana bakosem wahwe bebia ye fitinye utie mpanin komo pa ukenkan nsema uhwe bebia sise kwa orakufado df asi kwa paso uhwe bebia orakufo fitinye ana keto aso anka sise ye koye nkra but nyaminti ye odi asi kwa paso bio ena bebia ye nam no ho na sise Ghana fa akonya wo biafa obia yenyiyim yenwi ne oku akoda motri ye dwen ne obekọ nanim
Jati.
And that's it. Oh, you're number 1.
Now for you, number 3.
Grandpapa.
There be no number 3.
Number 10. The number of completion.
In speaking,
the number of completion.
Prof, you're number 1. We are number 2. And then
number of completion.
I don't know number 1. I don't know number 1 now.
In order of speaking,
mentioned in the Bible 242 times.
No.
The number 10 is the number of completion. Now, may I happy say me Nana agree with
1 + 0 you 1
about say enye omampeni nkwana na baby chief for so account. Another thing and comfort and a sophistication of the voters now more kind so me support. One of the things that the voters are going to look for is this financial sector mess. Now the financial sector mess, me a victim. I'm a victim. Now GM bank case now is ongoing. Last week, say you call court to the lawyer for BOG or say he's on a campaign tour with the president in Myanmar.
Is that what he said in court?
It was read in court by the judge herself.
That he's on a campaign tour with the president?
Greater Accra tour with the president. Grandpapa, I was shocked. The way I would be saying some question, I was shocked. Mr. Frank Davis, I say he's on a campaign tour with the president. Yeah, court case. Yeah, best solution to your court case. Yeah, I hope you say on the 4th, you be home court. Now, yet me bring this thing to a finality. Me feel on me person me da. Grandpa, this weekend, the running mate could share. Penny 4. Ewo Achimoda na Nana Equia Asantewa the 3rd. Or a paramount queen mother of the Kokrokoo
queen mother.
Yeah, that's the title. Paramount queen mother of the Kokrokoo clan. In fact, that's the title of Nana Equia Asantewa the 3rd. Edanasi reception of the Maya. Yes, at that Methodist Church of Old Town was almost reception of the Maya. Yeah, they are running mate near presidential candidates. They are more programs in kitchen, reasonable programs throughout the day. And the woman in us. Grandpapa, if you honor my closing remark, 35 days, 35 days to go. Grandpapa, 35 days, yeah, says Ghana for almost share on my system no matter. Grandpapa, narrative ni nye di obi person catch wo narrative ni wa was trema otre to feel out. The PPP number 10 here, the number of completion. Hey. Your female running mates. Your female presidential candidate, Madam Bridget Jobonuku. Your running mate, Kofi Asamoah youth 42 years. It is a now you're back together. You represent the critical mass. You represented the completion, the number 10. Grandpapa, Ghana, I say yes, Sebi, we have a mind. Discernment. In Pembebre and Kofu Pede, we use head mentality, no other trouble. But in Rebbe Mindia, Penny, Dambucho, Bekano, I support today. The vote are more sophisticated. Oshe issues, Oshe Nasitim. Now, one of the areas our president appointment, what failure or Ghana Hanum, the area of finance ministry, or a very, very, very serious matter. I will never let that thing go. And that is one of the bottlenecks that is holding their neck and pulling them. And if you listen to the cries on the grounds of the masses, issues at work every day, every night. And so this election, or the Progressive People's Party is the number of completion. It's the holistic. In the Bible, 242 times, showing that this is the season and the time for us to be able to make a change in this Ghana here. Ghana, or belong to you, or any person, or any group, or any and see, or that year, a compa. Now you're 2 years with that, and maybe My group will be our from the progressives. The progressives there open the what who afraid the magana man. Na yetu no koyenyim no. One share na one to aba and the number of completion. Bridget Jobonuku, the presidential candidate of the Progressive People's Party. Ghana nyina yen soy. Yen soy na yen yakure. Na yetu to aba and my Bridget Jobonuku number 10. The number of completion. Na Ghana yentu koyenyim.
Oh yeah, number 1.
Oh yeah, number 10. Oh
yeah,
number 10.
Oh yeah, number 1. Party about on here no any Ministry of Finance there to Obama no. Oh yeah, number 1. Oh yeah, number 1. They failure they mu come. 1 2
Now you can minimize it.
No,
but the grassroots are talking about it.
No, we can enyo wo.
Professor Joseph Osafo Yedase, Nana Fredio Foriata Yedase, Nana Fori Ousu Yedase. Somebody says, was Nana Fori already upset before he came to the studio today? That is Nana Kofi. Well, Nana Kofi, he wasn't.
I don't make an impact. I want
it's all good. Time check. 5 minutes at the top of the hour. Peace 104.3.
SMP. Enti bema. So we video call. Na wifi boawo.
Hello, Medo. Bibi ayo boko de. Mo jimweni ana.
Wo dane ho ma bro. Abeku dai pa ne ebo ne sen. Mi hu so.
Oh, mo bo. Fa dai pa ne nim tompa no so. Na bi a flowers.
Video call yin so. Se ntwetwe sie ni. Abeku na wa